So here we are. Welcome everybody to tonight's Ask Me Anything session. Let me quickly check if we are good with the sound. Cool. So we will host this webinar in English as well as in German. Before we are talking a bit about housekeeping, let me just check with our special guests coming all the way from Delhi, India, which is Dr. Kshitij Adlaka and his brother Vaibhav. Maybe you guys could quickly check if the sound is fine on your end.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear us? Hello, can you hear me?
Perfectly well.
Yeah, I can also hear you perfectly fine.
Super. So one more time, welcome May 19th to this very first QuickX Ask Me Anything session. We really appreciate all the questions we got, and the good news are we really put them all in, which means, all when it comes to QuickX protocol. We could not talk about who it will end with the Game of Thrones season tomorrow, but everything QuickX related will be covered. And just a short overview what's going to happen. So we disabled the chat tonight, so to keep, first of all, it to a suitable time. As I said, each and every question QuickX related will be covered, and we don't want to have a 4 hours meeting, that's for sure. And also let me tell you that there's so many questions, good questions, we appreciate it, but this needs the founders of QuickX to give brief answers. So we cover everything, but the next webinar can cover just the QuickX protocol, just the card, just the upcoming products, or the new project, and so on. So the topics, we organized the question by certain topics, so you can see what's going to happen. Tonight, we will start with the QuickX protocol, which is basically the main idea. We will go on with all the products, the available ones, which is the card, the hardware wallet, and the payment gateway. Everything related to the QCX token. Then quickly we will cover the relationship exactly and the security and safety to crypto advice. Few words about future products and personal forecast by the CEO and COO. Then, of course, everybody is waiting for it. June 1st, the brand new exchange as part of the QuickX ecosystem will go live. What does it mean? We will share one more time what are the official team channels, Telegram channels we are offering. We are talking about the roadshow, upcoming roadshow as it is planned for now. So without further delay, let's go right into it. You are all partners, you are all community members of QuickX, so you know about the background, what those gentlemen built before when it comes to Cgenius, one of the most fastest growing and biggest security and forensic companies around the world. And let me just right away go to the two of us, which are the main guests for tonight. And some of us already had the chance to meet them in person, and it's quite a privilege and a pleasure to be connected and to be in this situation, in this timing we are in, already informed and involved, especially when it comes to Europe. So one more time, welcome to Dr. Kshitij Adlaka, as well to his brother, Mr. Vaibhav Adlaka, and on the right side, as you all know, as you can see already, how it will look like in the headquarters in Malaysia. So I suggest, gentlemen, if you don't mind, just very, very briefly, because we all know all the videos and about your amazing track record from the past, just a quick hello, welcome, and a quick introduction, starting with you, Dr. Kshitij.
Okay, talking about me, I come from a technical background. I started a company in 2010, and I have been working in technology in last 10 years. I have worked with companies from SMEs to Fortune 500 companies in last 10 years. And from 2016 onwards, I am completely working into QuickX protocol and blockchain technology.
And the one who is taking care of the finances is his younger brother, not less sympathetic, not less handsome. Hello and welcome, Vaibhav Adlaka.
So hello everyone, I'll just give you my brief. I have a financial background and I'm a financial planner as well as a security and portfolio analyst. And in 2016, when I saw how the financial ecosystem in evolving and changing, so I saw the opportunity in the blockchain, and which I shared with the Kshitij as well. So we started working on the QuickX in 2016 as well to grab the opportunity in the changing financial ecosystem.
Cool. So I guess, gentlemen, you just decide by your end who will cover what topic, and we will start with the main piece, of course, which is our final goal, which is the QuickX protocol. And starting right away, can you give us an easy wording explanation, how it works, how it is supposed to work, and finally, when do you think it can go live via testnet or future on as a full version?
Okay, so I'll briefly tell you what exactly QuickX protocol is doing. When we saw what exactly crypto comes into existence with, we call it cryptocurrency, but are we actually treating cryptos as currencies? The answer is no. If I have bitcoins with me, can I go to the hospital and can I pay my bill using my bitcoins? No, it is not a possibility right now. I'm using my cryptos as an asset. I buy bitcoins, price goes up, I sell it. We saw this as a problem and we started working on QuickX protocol. Okay. Explaining how exactly QuickX protocol works. In QuickX protocol, we solve the basic problems of time, speed, cost, scalability, and interoperability. That is cross-chain transfers. And how we do that, I'll take two examples here to explain it in a very easy way. The first thing what we are using in QuickX protocol is in the same way how the banking is being used. If you transfer $10,000 from your account to your friend's account, the transfer happens immediately. But in case of Bitcoin, the transfer does not happen immediately. It takes a lot of time for the transaction to get complete because one Bitcoin travels through the whole network and then it is finally sent. We use the first methodology the same way what banking is using. Okay. And talking about the second functionality, we use the same methodology how internet is working. When intranet was there and actually internet was not there, there were two buildings and there was no physical connection in between them. At that particular time, internet service providers came into existence who took files from building one and transferred it to another building person where we want to send the files to. The same way, we have removed internet service providers with the pooling facilitators who facilitate cross-chain transfers between two different blockchains. Okay, so we use these two methodologies. The first, the banking. The second, how internet works. With these two methodologies, we make sure that the transaction happens instantly and at next to zero cost. Okay, and we aim to complete the launch the testnet by the end of this year. And once the testnet is launched, people will be able to we will be able to try it and test it internally. Once the testing is done finally, we will launch the full version for the public.
So then there are questions, Dr. Kshitij, how secure is it for users? You know, we got questions from real crypto pros, and they are used to have every transaction booked, let's call it booked into the blockchain. So when we do it now off-chain using your solution, how secure, how safe is it?
So it is completely safe to use off-chain solution because this off-chain is connected to the main chain through smart contracts. The only thing is whenever we are doing 100 transactions, instead of recording all 100 transactions in the main blockchain, the final sum is get it recorded. Let us take an example. We two are the persons who are doing transactions, me and Vaibhav. We both are doing transactions. I am sending him one Bitcoin. He's giving me two Bitcoins. I am sending him three Bitcoins. He's giving me four Bitcoins. So we are doing multiple transactions. Now, instead of recording all transactions in the blockchain, we take the final sum and record it. What is the balance with me and what is the balance with him? So off-chain is connected through the main chain via smart contracts.
Okay, let me put the next two questions together. What everybody likes to know, of course, is because using the QuickX protocol in the future needs a kind of gas, needs a kind of, how can I say, supply, which is our QCX token. So what do you think, how significant you believe this will affect the token price? And also what exchange rate will be used during those protocol exchanges when we are talking about swapping between certain blockchains?
Okay. When people are using gas in the protocol, undoubtedly it is going to affect the price very much. How? If I say that I want to use WhatsApp, but I don't want to use internet, it is practically not possible. In the same way, if you will need to use your cryptos in day-to-day life, you will need QuickX protocol. And even for every small transaction, you need to pay QCX as a gas. Even if somebody who is not a user of QCX token and who is not even having QCX token, still he need to pay QCX token as a fuel. It is just like you have a car and you need fuel to drive it. So people have cryptos. If they want to use it in day-to-day life, they need gas, that is QCX. And talking about what exchange rate will be taken, so the exchange rates in the protocol is being given by pooling facilitators, and the algorithm chooses the best conversion rate. That is why we say the transaction happens instantly at next to zero cost. Why next to zero cost? Because there are multiple pooling facilitators. So when more and more people come and join as a pool facilitators, the transaction cost, the exchange rate costs very less, and the people get the best prices.
So last not least, what is the advantage? What I like most when talking to you is that, and let's say, and talking generally about the blockchain industry, there's not too much competition. So who is first, who is that? And it's all about collaboration. So, but still, what is the advantage of the QuickX protocol compared to others who are working right now on similar solutions? So what makes basically QuickX unique?
Okay. When we talk about other companies, there are many companies who are trying to solve the same problem. But the solution to the same problem, we are trying to find it in a different way. And what makes us unique is we are the only platform which is building pooling facilitator to pooling facilitator lending in between, which makes sure that the transaction happens with the best cost. So if somebody is converting one crypto to another crypto, they are doing the swap, they get the best rates with QuickX.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the prepaid MasterCard, which people can use to top up right as of now with BTC, with Bitcoin. So quickly, how to get the card, just to make sure everybody is aware that you are using this exclusivity and this monopole right now for the own community. What is the actual time frame to receive the card? And yeah, let's start with those two questions.
Okay.
Basically, there are so many who already got the card by today, so that's the good news.
I believe this is a very important feature through which people can actually go to the market and use their cryptocurrencies. And right now, for the QuickX Mastercards, Crypto Advice have got the exclusive rights through which they are generally right now giving it through the batches. And they have the card, and the time frame which they have taken is the 1 week. Whenever you order, whenever you pay the shipping and the handling fees, they deliver the card within a week. And right now, the how you can do the card loading is that can be done on the quickxpay.com, and the steps how to load these cards will be shared with everybody very soon.
I think it's like tomorrow, correct? That tomorrow people will receive an email with the exact handling. Is that correct?
Yes, they'll start receiving the email that how they can top up the cards, everything. They will, within this week, they will start getting the emails.
Okay, so next question is, are there any limitations country-wise when it comes to getting the card, when it comes to using the card? We got an example of a card project from the past, which was issued for Switzerland, but for example, over there, they could not use it at an ATM. How does it look like with our card?
Okay, so the cards can be used wherever the MasterCards gets accepted, and there are over 40 million vendors all over the world that accepts the MasterCards. And to issue the cards, right now we are just not issuing the cards to the citizens of United States. And
Exactly. But as we have also people from US being connected, any forecast, any solutions for the friends from the United States?
so for them, we will be issuing them the Union Pay cards, but not the MasterCards because we do have limitations just for the United States people right now.
Exactly. So what are the costs related to the card usage? And
So
also, as of now, we can load it up or top it up using Bitcoins. When are you going to plan to accept other cryptos, especially, of course, when we can also top up with QCX token?
right. So initially there is one spending, there is no cost involved, but whenever you load the card, you have to pay the 3% fees to load the cards. And the second question which we have, when the people can load it with the QCX within 6 months, we are planning to do it with the QCX as well. People will be able to load QCX in their cards.
The exchange rate, due to the fact it is a dollar card, if I got you right, we have such a great exchange rate that this 3% is not even really, how can I say, significant for the people. Is it correct?
Can you please come again?
Because we are using the exchange rate from US dollar to Bitcoin, which is always better than for example, euro
Right.
or rupees or yen. So the 3% most probably will not really affect the exchange and the costs.
Right. So this is just the loading they have to pay. They have to pay the loading fee. That's it. And whatever the exchange rate we are taking is the best rate we are taking from the three exchanges.
Okay. The last two pieces is maybe you can
Yeah.
apply or check with crypto advice if they can allow also upgrades being made to 5K to qualify for the card. And last not least, what are the future plannings? Is the card all the time exclusive for the investors, or will there be a moment when it goes out for everybody just like that? Can you share some insights?
Yeah. See, definitely we do get recommendations from the community with time, and this is something we can recommend to the crypto advice, but at last it's their own business call. But this is something which we can definitely recommend to the crypto advice. And for the future plans, we do plan to come up with the Union Pay as well for our community because MasterCard rights, we have already given it to the crypto advice. For the regular community, we'll be coming up with the Union Pay cards.
All right, let's talk about the hardware wallets, QuickX Touch. So, difference to other wallets sold in the market. Will it be possible? I got this question several times. I have no clue how people think so, but maybe it's just because I'm not so smart. Is there a chance, is there a possibility to even use this hardware wallet to pay directly using the inbuilt chip? And third one is, can you explain the how compatible it is from QuickTouch to other hardware wallets?
I'll answer all these three questions one by one. To the first part, that how we are different from any other wallet in the market. QuickX Touch is world's slimmest, easiest to use, and securest hardware wallet till date, which is FIDO1 and FIDO2 certified, KCMBP test passed, and you can be sure that the funds which are secured over here in the hardware wallet will be secured by two-factor authentication and a passphrase too. So even if you lose your card, nobody will get hold of the fund. Even if you lose your phone, nobody will get your fund. Even if you lose your phone and card altogether, nobody will be able to get your funds. So this is one of the securest hardware wallet till date. And talking about the second question, to pay through any card, the chips need to be EMB certified, which is the requirement of MasterCard and Visa and any card provider. Plus, we are talking about a hardware wallet, a cold wallet where funds are not stored in the cards. The funds are stored in the blockchain directly. As of now, you cannot use this card to pay, but definitely in future there will be some mechanisms our team is already working on with which you could use the same card to pay in the future to the any shop nearby you.
Good. Third one, compatibility, you know what I mean.
Compatibility. Yeah, compatibility. Okay. So when we talk about compatibility, if you have any hardware wallet, there is a seed word, which is either a 12 word or a 24 words. So if you have any hardware wallet, you can use the same seed word in QuickX Touch and get your funds here. So it is a hardware wallet and you can get the funds from QuickX Touch to any other wallet also, and from any other wallet to this wallet also, just by putting in the seed words.
Cool. So people are asking, this is not staying exclusive for crypto advice. This will be in the recent or in the next future be available for customers, for the QuickX community, for basically everybody. So when can people buy this card? And let me add the second question, which I'm so much into as well. When our beloved Apple iPhones, iOS systems are being, how can I say, supported with the card and its NFC technique as well.
Okay. So very soon people will be able to buy this card directly from quickxtouch.com, which is the official website for selling QuickX Touch hardware wallets. And talking about iOS devices, we have already built solution for iOS devices, a small dongle, but we are waiting for the Apple certification to launch it for public use. As soon as Apple gives us the certification, the Apple certified dongles will be available to the people. So we have dependency on them. They have passed it, but we are simply waiting for the certification from them.
So main question by the people is, I am qualified by the rules of this crypto advice company. When do I receive my card after I put my shipping address and I pay the shipping and handling fee? And let me also continue with the last two questions here. Who is holding the private keys of each cryptos, which are stored on the card? And can there be real all coins, all token being stored to the card, or just several? These are the last three questions.
Okay. The first part, crypto advice is now shipping the cards within less than 1 week to the people who have ordered the cards. We recently got the feedback from them. And secondly, the private keys. Users who have the card, they set up their card themselves, and the seed words, what they write, is the private key which they hold, the mnemonic, the seed word which they have. So users hold the private keys with them. We do not have the private keys. And third, you can store multiple blockchains which we have in it, which includes Bitcoin, Litecoin, all Ethereum based tokens, and many other blockchains we have in it. With time, we are adding more blockchains, but right now you can store thousands of ERC20 tokens in the wallet.
Okay, let's talk about the token itself, QCX. We all, I guess everybody saw the interview you made here in Dubai a couple of weeks ago, where you targeted the price for the next few months, for the year's end. So as of now, we saw some activities on Bitcoin recently. So what is your latest prediction? What is your latest target regarding an increasing, let's say, to a price of $1 or even higher?
Okay, so if you ask us about the pricing in the future, we are very bullish. And I do believe that QuickX holds the potential to even reach $25. And this is why we say that it can reach $25, because within this year, the QuickX testnet is going to be live. And when the QuickX testnet is going to be live, QuickX token is going to act as a fuel in the entire ecosystem. And the utility of the token is going to increase multi-folds. I'll just one more thing that we have been partnering with many wallets as well who will be using the QuickX protocol in the future. So to transact all these tokens or the Bitcoins, you will be needing some amount of QCX token as a fuel in the ecosystem.
Okay, then we have some smart people that are saying, hey, you guys have all in all 500 million token. So let's say 2,000 people will do a 25K staking, and let's say the price is still at around 10 cent. All those 500 million token would be sold. So how long, in your understanding, crypto advice can do the offer of stakings that way they are doing?
Okay. So when we talk about crypto advice, they bought the tokens from us at less than 1 cent. And right now also the price is more than 10 times of what they bought at. So giving rewards for them is easy. And secondly, talking about that how they are going to give good returns when the total number of tokens is just 500 million. So in this case, they are coming up with different methodologies and different products in the future, which can be bought exclusively through QCX. Just like the Cryptonity exchange is coming now, you can buy that token in the first phase only through QCX. All the rest phases, you can utilize the QCX tokens to buy any other token. Now, these tokens are getting back to the crypto advice team. Along with that, they have a buyback and they have certain mechanisms in which they are buying the tokens back from the market too. So giving returns even at 10 cents for them is not a tough job. They can easily give returns to the people too. And even if the price goes up, the returns are very easy for them to give because they bought it at less than 1 cent. Additionally, I would like to add on one more point. If 2,000 people do a 25K staking, just see how many tokens people will buy from exchange. The price at that time will not be 10 cents. It will cross more than $10 if the 2,000 people are staking at 25K within a small time.
Exactly. So talking about the happy people from 2018 who been part of the ICO, so they could get for less than a cent, 2 cent. So are those guys, those pre-sale investors now fully paid out, which means are their cashing out activities are done? And are you basically now expecting a higher buyer pressure or a selling pressure? So what is your forecast happening on what's going to happen on the exchange in the next days and weeks?
See, we have already distributed all the tokens to our investors, but still the investor who heavily invested in the QuickX are getting 10% monthly. Like we are distributing their tokens 10% in 10 months, in the duration of 10 months. And these people are not cashing out because these are the people who believe in QuickX, and these are the people who are just waiting for that test net to be live because they also know that the fund which we raised was for the test net or for the main net of the QuickX protocol. So they are not going to cash out right now also.
Okay, cool. Any plans you can disclose when it comes to future listings to new exchanges? The other things, strategy to avoid a drop you just shared with us when it comes to buyback plans and new products to yeah, for the entire ecosystem, which can be only paid by QCX. So the missing two questions are any forecasts for more exchanges QCX will be listed, and also a question we got a lot of time is what is a security token? Why we have why it is not a security token, and what token is it, and what makes this only making sense?
See, it is very important for us to see that the people are able to liquidate whatever QCX they hold. They should be able to buy and the sell QCX tokens. And right now, we are already listed into 3 exchanges, and where you see the liquidity is very high. If you just see the 24 hours transaction volume, it is over $2 million per day. For the strategies to avoid the drop, we definitely have to work on the strategies. So what we once the protocol will be live, people will be able to use their QCX token. That's the first strategy we have. And the second strategy is there are so many vendors across the world who are going to accept QCX as a method of payment for whatever they are selling. And just to add for what Kshitij explained before for the QCX touch cards as well, people will be able to buy fully these cards by paying through the QCX tokens.
Can you repeat the last point, please?
Okay, so there are so many vendors who are going to accept QCX tokens as a method of payment.
Okay, so then finally, what kind of token is it? Why it makes sense to have such a token?
Okay, and I'll answer just one more question you have asked before, the buyback plans. So we as a company do have to keep some funds aside if there is a situation when the price of token drops drastically, we have to buy back. So we have kept aside the fund for that. You know, just to showcase the people that, okay, we do believe in our project and we have the funds aside to buy our own tokens.
Security token, utility token, what's the difference and what kind of token we have?
Okay, so QuickX is a utility token, and to be very precise, it is a network token which can be used as a fuel in the entire ecosystem. Going for the security token, it's a complete different thing which involves the part into the day-to-day activities that the user gets the benefits of day-to-day earnings, but it makes more sense to go for the utility token so that people can have the actual usability of the token.
Okay, gentlemen, I gave you those upcoming questions before in order to have you a chance to have a chat with the Crypto Advice guys. And this is also something, even though it's not a Crypto Advice webinar tonight, but this is pretty much related. So can you give us an idea what exactly is the agreement QuickX as a company has with Crypto Advice? How safe are the stakings with this company? How many tokens they have bought? Okay, you gave us already an idea. And really important is now especially working and building the community in Europe. What about the impress on a website? What about terms and conditions?
The Crypto Advice initially purchased 20% of the overall supply which we have. And after that, they invested further $10 million in QuickX to buy the additional tokens. And talking about how safe that staking is, so through the APIs, we keep a track. So whatever the activities they are doing in the company with the QCX token, we keep a track of that. And for the user security, so we as QuickX takes the complete responsibility that whatever tokens, the principal tokens which people are able to see in their dashboard, they will get no matter what happens. We take the complete responsibility for that. So talking about the KYC processing time and the terms of conditions.
Sorry, this updates in regards to the impress and terms and conditions. This is if you got something from them when it will be implemented. This is really important.
So we sent them the request regarding this because we got the feedback from the community and they told us that in the coming week all these things will be updated, and we are expecting that within this coming week all these things will be updated on their website.
Okay, cool. So then let's come to the way of communication in case you have any kind of influence there, because the communication is quite low. There's no newsletters. Then people get emails weeks after, please give us the shipping one more time. But we know that the cards are anyway already on the way. So do you have any information when it comes to communication between the Crypto Advice community and the investors?
See, this is something which even we came to know that the people are facing these issues, and to overcome these issues, what we are trying to do is we are just making a system with the card providers that people can do the KYC directly through the card provider instead going through the Crypto Advice. which will definitely speed up the process.
Anything regards newsletter and making updates to the team? Are you aware of those things?
See, definitely they are going to start within this week itself regarding the other processes as well. So we are in talks with them to speed up everything regarding the informations which needs to be provided to the community.
So, and last not least, is there any chance, we got this question several times, to upload a kind of agreement, a document which shows the relationship between QuickX and crypto advice, which gives them more security feeling for the investors?
See, this is something which we have already made it public. Even if you go on the QuickX official website, you can check out in the frequently asked questions that crypto advice is the official market maker. And even if you ask this question on the official telegram of QuickX, so we do say that they are the official market makers. And rather, I have said it publicly that, we are keeping the track of whatever the tokens they are storing on behalf of QuickX, or they are doing the market making. So we take the responsibility that whatever they are storing tokens, user will get that tokens back.
Cool. So, talking about the gateway, this is also very interesting. And basically, this is how we got in touch because I need it for our company. Talking about this payment gateway, how does it work exactly? What is needed by either an online vendor or an offline merchant to implement this gateway? What costs are involved? And is this something just for bigger companies or can be used even by small little web shops? And last not least, so we cover it all in one shop. Is there any, or is it true that there is no hardware, no external new device needed for the merchant to make use of the QuickX payment gateway?
Okay. QuickX payment gateway, it works very simply. Like any vendor which is using QuickX payment gateway, people will come and pay him QCX or BTC or any other ERC20 token. We get the ERC20 token, QCX or BTC converted into fiat, and the merchant gets the fiat back into the hand. This is the answer for the first question. Undoubtedly, we need internet for the transaction to get completed. So yes, any vendor who is using QuickX payment gateway needs to have a working internet connection. And if we talk about the costs involved, the merchant have to pay 0.5% flat fees for getting the cryptos converted into fiat. And any person, any small shop or a bigger company can use this payment gateway. We are not restricting it only to bigger vendors. Small companies, online shops can also use QuickX payment gateway, and no, they do not need any hardware device. They only need their cell phone with active internet connection to use payment gateway. Rest everything we will facilitate.
So let's start talking about the future. Many people are eagerly waiting for this smartwatch, and I'm one of them. So can you explain a little bit about what it really means? I mean, mining is like a marketing branding, as we don't have to mine our token, but it's such a cool idea. So next, when it can be expected to get shipped, to become possible to order, maybe you have already a forecast of the price coming up, and of course, can we use our QCX? And will it be sold exclusively or for the entire market?
Okay. So this is basically a watch. What it is doing, it keeps a track of all the calories that you are burning in day-to-day life. And what we are doing is we are getting the airdrops done depending upon the number of calories you are burning. So it is the more calories you burn, the more cryptos you earn. We are expecting to launch it very soon in the coming quarter, and in this quarter also we'll start working on it by taking the pre-orders for the people, and we are going to make an announcement soon for it, the exact dates when we are going to launch it. And yes, if we are selling it on a QuickX portal, definitely people will be able to buy it using the QCX. And talking about selling it at XCA, that is a business call that we still need to take. But we are not giving the exclusive rights to CA. This is for sure, because we will also sell these mining watch directly to the community.
Cool. And then we have this blockchain phone. Any idea as of now? Because I know this is something which is planned for the year's end. Hopefully, you keep in mind we are celebrating Christmas in Europe and not Diwali, which is December 24th. So I hope you guys have this in mind. Any idea about the features this phone will have? And any idea already about the price? I guess not, but let me put the question here. And same question, will it be an exclusive piece for crypto advice, or it will be for the entire QuickX community, basically for the entire world?
Okay. Talking about the benefits of blockchain phone, this is going to be one of the securest phone present. When we talk about security, it is one of the major features which we need to talk about. I not only need to secure my data, I also need to secure my cryptocurrency that I'm storing somewhere in exchanges or in some wallets right now. This will have a hardware wallet functionality within the phone itself. Okay. And talking about the price, it is too early to talk about the price, because we are coming up with this in the by the end of this year, so we cannot disclose anything about the price right now. And it will be sold not only through crypto advice, but we will be selling it directly to the community too.
And I guess there will be also an option to pay it in QCX, or let's say part of it in QCX. Anyway, anything else you can disclose for 2019 or even 2020? And finally, the new headquarters, the beautiful one in Malaysia. Now we are in Ramadan, which Malaysia is a Islam country. So when you expect to have the operation starts in the brand new headquarters in Malaysia? And also why you decided to go for Malaysia and not, for example, in India, as you guys are coming from, or in Malta, where our financial headquarters is or office is?
Okay. In 2019, definitely we are coming up with a master product, that is the QuickX protocol, which is going to increase the utility of QCX tokens at a very huge level. And if we talk about having the headquarters in Malaysia, see, that is the headquarter where our team will be sitting. But it does not mean that we do not have team sitting in any other part of the world. Right now also, our team is sitting at multiple locations. Our backend team is sitting at a certain location, front end team is sitting at a certain location. We have a whole technical bunch of people who are sitting at different locations right now. So when even the Malaysia office is open, it does not mean that they will all move to Malaysia. They will start working, they will be keep on working from the places they are working right now also. And this Malaysia office is basically for the backend team who will be sitting over there and will be working on the technology, the development of the technology that we are building.
And any forecast, the timing from the opening for Malaysia you can disclose?
Yeah, approximately 2 months to 3 months it's gonna take to get the fully functional office ready.
Okay, another point about the future is what people are so much looking for is the new part of the ecosystem, which is the new exchange called Kryptonity. I was getting a glimpse of it already when I was visiting you in Delhi while talking about cooperation with our company. So please share what does it mean? What is the Kryptonity exchange means? And what makes this exchange unique and such a perfect partner for us? And yeah, let's start with those two questions.
Okay. Briefly, I'll tell you about Kryptonity. The founder of and CEO of the founder of Kryptonity Exchange, Morad, he was advising QuickX from last 2 years, and I knew that he was working on a very beautiful project. Recently, when I asked him that what is the status of the project, he shared with me his white paper. After reading the white paper, I was so amazed that it is such a beautiful project, and why are you not marketing it? They told me that they did an ICO in 2018, but they were not able to raise the adequate funds. But they spent over $2 million in building the tech. the whole exchange, the iOS application, the Android application, web part, REST APIs, everything is complete and built. And it is such a wonderful exchange that I asked my team to validate whether it is actually working on a good part or not. They validated it, and then I introduced Cryptonity to Crypto Advice. With the Crypto Advice team also did their validation on Cryptonity exchange, and they found out that yes, this is going to be the next big thing, and they planned to do the token sale of Cryptonity exclusively on Crypto Advice.
So what makes it so unique? What is so special compared to Binance, to BitMEX, and all the other guys?
Okay, so there are so many exchanges. That's absolutely right. So why just Cryptonity? That's a very important question. So why we chose the Cryptonity is because, this is the world's first exchange which have, completely focused towards the community. This is the community centric exchange. And this is the exchange which have kept 15% of their tokens just for the consumer protection fund. Even you are just talking about the Binance, and recently the Binance got hacked and over 7,000 bitcoins was stolen. But in Cryptonity we have kept, they have kept aside the funds 15% just for this. If there are any chances, any discrepancies there, or the exchange gets hacked, so the consumer are not going to get any loss. Okay, so there is just one more thing. So there is very beautiful thing which we have analyzed is that, so Cryptonity is storing just 2% of the total, whatever the bitcoins or all these cryptocurrencies they have. They are just going to have just 2% in the hot wallet, not all or not even the more quantities. So that gives the more security to the users.
So then there is something related which is quite unique because, as you already said, it's a community exchange, and even the community can become a part of it. They can make a can get a profit sharing kind of, and also you said this already are supporting up to $100 million liquidity. Is it correct?
Correct, right. That's absolutely correct. And before I go on the how the people who are associated with the community are going to get benefit, I just want to share the few more things which I think can add value for the community. That is this is going to be the exchange where people will be able to buy cryptocurrencies using their debit as well as the credit cards, because this is something which definitely people feel a huge challenge because they don't know how they can buy these cryptocurrencies, especially from the people who are not from this community.
You also said there is a certain gateway that getting fiat into it in order to buy Bitcoin or later on QCX as well to get it paid out to our local bank account. Also, this is a feature of this exchange, if I'm right.
Yes, absolutely. People will be able to buy, sell, and even after they will be getting once they sell these tokens, they can get the fiat as well in their bank accounts. And so just to add one more thing for the security part, so we have a technical partnership with the Cryptonity, and QuickX is going to provide the hardware functionality for the security of their tokens or all these Bitcoins or other cryptocurrencies to the Cryptonity so that they can store these cryptocurrencies in a more secure way. Because for any exchange, security is very, very important. Rules plays the role.
Yes, exactly. And there are other plannings to have QCX directly listed there. I mean, this would be a paradise if people don't have to buy Bitcoin somewhere to bring them over to BitMEX to exchange it to QCX. And you know the scenario. Is there plannings for the future to have QCX listed directly on this partnership exchange?
Definitely, we can look to list there as well because, this is something we also leave it on the community as well. And if community, says that, okay, we should be listed there, so definitely we don't mind listing on the Cryptonity.
So, and then there is this special offering and special deal Crypto Advice got when it comes to the token pre-sale, which means basically everything is like early 2018 regarding QuickX protocol. Now we all are in the same situation when it comes to this exchange, but it's not only to get as a very low price this token sale, which you expected in phase one to be sold out within less than 24 hours, but also to be a kind of partner there and get a share of their transaction profits.
Okay, for this, that how people will be becoming the partner in the profit shares. So this is the first exchange in the whole world which says that whosoever holds 100,000 tokens will be eligible to get the profits of the exchanges. So if there are people, what they are saying that the 50% of whatever the exchange is making, they are just going to distribute in the community. If you hold over 100,000 tokens, you will get every month you will get BTC as well as Ether just to hold the tokens. They have they call it the exchange partner program. And there is one more thing they have is if the top 50 users who will be holding the most quantity of the cryptocurrency tokens, they are going to distribute the 20% of the revenues in BTC as well as Ether just to these 50 people.
So can you disclose when this token sale will start? Do you know already what the pre-sale price will be? And as we understood, the phase number one, we all can use our QCX token to step into this exciting exchange, correct?
The token sale is going to start from the 1st of next month, and the pre-sale price is going to be the 3 cents. And the benefit to the holders, which I believe is going to be, is that the Cryptonity have got a very unique model where Cryptonity is going to buy back the tokens from the community every quarter, and they are going to burn that tokens permanently. So even if you feel that you said that recently that, so the people are not going to get the tokens cheaper as the QuickX community got, but if you see here, the 3 cent price is quite fair because, after every quarter, Cryptonity is going to buy back these tokens from the community and going to burn it permanently, which can increase the price of the token.
There will be a couple of phases. First one, we can pay completely in QCX, and then it will be splitted certain percentage in QCX and the rest in BTC. And again, what about the time frame? Because the people here being with us today, they are a bit worried that all the early birds who know what it means to deal with you when it comes to really make 10x, 20x, 30x of profit, now to be on spot and to be at the right time, at the right place. So what you can expect or what you can I say, recommend to the people when it comes to June 1st?
So the token sale is going to take part in the 5 phases, and the people are going to, they can use 100% of the QCX in the first phase. And from the next phase, they can use up to 40% of their QCX tokens to buy that. And I strongly believe that this is the token which nobody should miss, because this is going to be a huge success in future, which I know that because, I can actually see the kind of exchange that is, the kind of tech they have built. So this is the opportunity which nobody should miss. And all these tokens are token sales are on the first come first serve basis, and the kind of response what we are getting, we are definitely hopeful the first phase is going to be get sold within the first day itself.
But I believe there will be newsletters and information coming in time also for those who missed this call or even will not be able to watch the replay. So there will be communication to the existing community to have the information in order to take a decision. This is something I want to be in or not, correct?
Absolutely. So with time, they will be sending even the crypto advice is going to send all this information about the exchange, which people should know that all these about the phases. So what will be the price for each phase from 3 cents to 10 cents? So how exchange works, what is the profit sharing model for the exchange. So all these features Crypto Advice is going to share with the community.
We have three more slides. Roadshow, some press releases, and some communication channels. But first of all, to both of you, like I used to say, close your eyes, look into this crystal ball. Where do you see generally the future of blockchain, the future of cryptocurrency, the future of QCX? And what is your advice as people who are really now worldwide prominent and the kind of celebrity when it comes to talking about blockchain industry? What is your advice to the people on this webinar? What to do, what to expect? Where is the road and the ride going to?
Okay, so I definitely know that there are so many people who are on this webinar are not from this community and who are new to this community and still learning about this community. I'll just say that, just there are in this era where there are so many financial frauds are going on and the debts of many countries are increasing, the trust of people are just fading away from the centralized system. They need something which they can actually trust. And blockchain is the thing which brings the trust in the community. So I definitely see there's a very bright future, and after internet, this is the revolution we should believe in, and which even the analysts are saying that after internet, this is the biggest revolution of mankind. If 20 years back, if I would have been saying that, you can actually pay your day-to-day expenses just through a card, you would have said either I'm a god or I'm a madman, right? But this is something which we are doing right now. And in future also, just within like 10 years from now, you will see that people will be paying and will be using their cryptocurrencies to do all these transactions.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe there's just quick few more slides. You stay with us, and then we have the last word for Dr. Kshitic himself. One thing is to make sure that you are aware of the real news. So there is now several channels which are provided for this community, and there are so much more out there, which is fine. Just to make sure, going to telegramteam.quickx.me and the official channel directly provided content from the company, from the founders. Then there are channels for people being interested for the QCX token itself. We have this in German and English, and you will see all the links here. And finally, the official YouTube channel, especially meant for the European German/English speaking community. Just make some notes. And last but not least, this is the forecast as of now. We are on the final decision. One is about the visa challenge for the Schengen visa for our friends from India. This should be done by end of this week. And so we know exactly the business visa is issued for those timings, but by 99.9%, this is what you can prepare for. Everybody who wants to understand QuickX, who wants to talk to the founders, please make a note for Maribor, Slovenia. You can see it on the screen, June 7th. Right a day after Austria, Vienna is calling June 8th, Frankfurt, Germany, June 9th, Berlin, Germany, June 10th. And then 2 days later, it's not correct, it will be June 12th. It's Warsaw in Poland, and then to be announced a week or two later for our friends in Turkey and Istanbul. Yeah, guys, that's it so far. You could see that first press releases.
I'll just add one thing in the previous one, that the Cryptonity team is also going to part of this roadshow. So the founders of the Cryptonity is also going to be in this roadshow.
Wow, that are good news. The founders are, one is from French. It's a European exchange, correct?
Yes, one is the French and one is the Korean.
So feel lots of press releases. By the way, thanks for the team, because this comes from people who are so much in love already with the project. The latest one here is Success Magazine and Economy TV, if I keep the translation. Although you can see there's so much going on. And before I give you the last word, Torben, let's hand over one more time to Dr. Chitic to say hello. Less than 2 hours. I was expecting 4 hours when I saw all the questions, but we made it. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot for being with us. Recording will be made available through the channels soon. And thanks from my side.
I would like to thank everybody for joining this webinar and listening to what we are going to do and the potential partnership which we have done with the Cryptonity Exchange and the things we are coming up in the future. Undoubtedly, blockchain is going to be the next big thing. And once people who have missed the internet revolution, this is the time for them to be a part of blockchain revolution and make sure that they lead the revolution, not just follow the revolution. For all the people who are not able to join the webinar, we will be meeting them directly in Europe. And thanks again. Thanks everyone for joining this webinar.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Good night. Shukriya. And talk soon.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Guys, good night to India. Bye-bye.